All right, so now we're going to talk about what happens at center time during a Taste of Jumpstart. So some logistics to keep in mind, and this part's actually pretty different than normal center time during sessions. We're not actually sure which core member is going to be in charge of what center. Kind of depends how many children and families show up. So we might be doing a Taste of Jumpstart all in one classroom. We could be doing a Taste of Jumpstart in the 2 separate classrooms. So it's really important that every core member knows all the activities in center time, because you could be facilitating any one of them at any given time. And then also, just so you know, somebody will be coming around and giving reminders about like cleaning up and when a Taste of Jumpstart will be over. It could be the volunteer coordinator, it could be a team leader. So definitely being able to work together and communicating with everyone will be really important. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the writing center. So for the writing center, kids are going to have, this is black construction paper. So they're going to have black construction paper. You guys are going to have some baskets. And in your baskets, you're going to put metallic markers. The children can use these really fun metallic markers to write on the black construction paper. And then we also have uppercase letters and some lowercase letters, as well as a copy of the book. So when children come to the writing center, we really want to encourage them to put their names on their papers. If they need help with that, core members can help with that, families can help with that, but at least encouraging them to write their names. And then they definitely can write about maybe an animal that they liked in the story, a character that they liked in the story, or they can also, draw pictures about other animals or something else entirely. Just like normally in writing, we really want to encourage children to draw pictures and label them. So you might have to take dictation, so if children tell you that they want to talk about the bird, so you would write that underneath their picture. And we really want to make sure we're telling families about what we're doing. So, if they draw a picture, we try to write the word so that everybody knows what's in their story or what's in their picture. So kind of modeling that for families. It's a great opportunity to talk about metallic and what metallic is like and how it shows up really cool on black paper. So that is what's happening at the writing center. Okay, so we're going to put all that stuff away. One other thing you guys should make sure at the writing center that you put out are the children's name cards, just like you would normally have at writing, so that if the kids don't know how to write their names, they can learn. Okay, so the book center. So we're sending you guys just some kind of general children's books. Books that we think the kids will like and are excited about, and we're actually probably not going to have a core member stationed at the book center. We'll try to have the family members go over and read books to their children, but if you happen to be at the book center telling families about how we read with children, we point out the title, we point out the author, the illustrator, we try to ask children prediction questions about the characters in the story or what children think is going to happen next in the story. So the books are kind of about different topics, but we try to pick books that we think the kids like. Okay, at the art center, so you guys are going to have some paint that are colors from the story, from I Heard Said the Bird, and just kind of like your normal setup, Dixie cups and plastic cups and cardstock and paint brushes. And so children can paint something that happened in the book, they can paint a character from the book, they can paint their favorite animal, they can paint their family members. As always, we want to encourage children to put their names on their creations, or you could help them put their names on their creations. And we want to encourage children to describe their work, so asking children questions, about what their picture or their creation is, or maybe noticing, that they use a lot of blue in their picture and seeing what they have to say about their creation. So that's art. So it'll be paint that, the paint are colors from what happened, and I Heard Said the Bird. All right, so the last activity is puzzles, which is clothespin puzzles. So this is the puzzle that children will have the opportunity to do. And make sure you set up some baskets, because as we all remember, this can be pretty overwhelming, and we don't want the children to be overwhelmed by the activity. So we want to make sure that children are matching the letters. And one thing that I'm going to recommend is that you start out the game with all of the clothespins actually in the basket, and let the children choose which clothespins they want to start with. But just try not to put out too many boards at once, because they can get overwhelming. It's a great time to talk about the differences in letters. You guys are also going to have a notepad packed and some writing utensils, so you can show families how sometimes we write letters, and to help children understand the difference between like an E and an F. So use your notepads and talk to children about how letters look different. Just a couple of other things to keep in mind. So we really want to welcome families to A Taste of Jumpstart. Some families I think will get really into it and sit down right away, and some families might feel a little awkward. And we want to be respectful of all the things that families know about their children. You guys are experts on Jumpstart and what happens in Jumpstart sessions and the techniques that we use, but the families are experts on their children. So we want them to feel comfortable. We don't want them to feel intimidated by you all or about the techniques that we use with kids. Let's see. But if families do have questions about, like what you got, techniques that you're using, you could talk about. We ask open-ended questions of children. We try to use like rich vocabulary. We try to encourage children to put their names on their creation so that everybody knows that it's theirs. Definitely let families know, if you work with their particular child, you really like working with their child. Let families know if they have questions for you. They, can ask you questions. Thank families for coming. We know they're really busy and sometimes they can't always come out to stuff like this. So I think that's it, but we're really excited that everyone's coming, and thank you for helping make this a really successful event for the preschool, but also for Jumpstart.